Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this particular skill, match causes and effects in informational text, is still centered around text structure. Text structure tells how a text is organized. So that means all of the passages that you're going to read is going to be organized in a certain way. Today's text structure is going to be centered around cause and effect. Cause, these are the events in the text that the author describes. Effect, these are the events in the text that happen as a result of the cause. For example, the student missed the bus. That is an event that occurs. However, the student was late for school. That is an event that happens as a result of the cause. When we read cause and effect organization in the text, we can determine their connections with these particular signal words: because, therefore, as a result, due to, led to, since, and consequently. Sometimes we'll find these words in the text that help us connect causes and effects, and sometimes we won't be able to use those signal words because they probably won't be there. So it just depends on the text. But these are great words that you can use to help show those connections as you're reading. So let's try this example. Read the text. Watana, a Bahrainian orangutan, was born in a Belgian zoo in 1995. Her mother refused to care for her, so she was transferred to a German zoo specializing in baby great apes. As an infant, Watana was fascinated when the zookeepers tied their shoes and taught herself how to tie knots. When Belgian author Chris Herzfeld met Watana in a Paris zoo, she was thoroughly impressed with the orangutan's knot tying abilities. Herzfeld wanted to share Watana's story and the stories of other great apes living in zoos. Thus, Herzfeld wrote Watana, a book that provides an intimate look at great apes living in captivity. So now let's take a look at our question. Match the causes and their effects. So here they gave us two causes. Watana was rejected by her mother, and Herzfeld wanted to draw attention to primates in captivity. Now, as we scan the passage to find these two causes, we can look for these signal words in order to help us connect the actual effect so that we'll know which effect goes with which cause. So, first cause we're going to look for is Watana was rejected by her mother. If I take a look at the beginning of this passage, Watana, a Bahrainian orangutan, was born in a Belgian zoo in 1995. Her mother refused to care for her, so she was transferred to a German zoo specializing in baby great apes. So I didn't really see any of these signal words. However, maybe I can take this word so as an actual signal word that connects this cause here with the actual effect. So the cause is her mother refused her. So as a result of her mother refusing her, she was sent to a German zoo, transferred to a German zoo. So Watana was sent to a German zoo. So I'm going to add this effect to that cause. Next, it says Herzfeld wanted to draw attention to primates in captivity. So it says at the bottom here, thus Herzfeld wrote Watana, a book that provides an intimate look at great apes living in captivity. So Here, once again, we didn't see any of these signal words here, but we see this event here that he wrote a book. This effect to be linked to this cause here, that he wanted to show how apes are living in captivity. So we're going to match this this effect with this particular cause. All right, and hit submit. All right. Let's try this next one. Read the text. Since 2013, the population of sea stars along North America's Pacific coast has been dramatically reduced. Microbiologist Ian Hewson believes that a type of virus known as Sea Star Association Dinovirus, SSADV, is responsible. Due to the disease, sea stars eventually decompose into a white sludge. Surprisingly, though, hundreds of sea star babies appeared in the spring of 2016 along the Oregon coast. Researchers think that the massive reduction in adult sea stars has contributed to the baby boom. Fewer hungry adult sea stars means more food for hungry babies. In turn, more food has led to a greater survival rate for the youngsters. So, here, our question is, once again, match causes and their effects. This time they gave us the effects, and we need to determine what is the actual cause. So we can look for these effects, and we can also use these signal words so that we can find a connection for the cause and effect. So sea stars are disintegrating into white goo. So let's look up here at the top. Since 2013, the population of sea stars along the North America's Pacific coast has been dramatically reduced. Microbiologist Ian Hewson believes a type of virus known as Sea Star Association Dinovirus is responsible. Due to the disease, sea stars eventually decompose into white sludge. So here is a signal word, due to, just like we have due to here, that's going to connect our cause to our effect. So due to the disease, sea stars eventually decompose into white sludge. So the disease is called the dinovirus, the SSADV. So sea stars are getting that dinovirus, which in effect, or as a result, sea stars are disintegrating into white goo. All right, let's take a look at the next one. More sea star babies are surviving. So let's read on from there. Surprisingly, though, hundreds of sea star babies appeared in the spring of 2016 along the Oregon coast. Researchers think that the massive reduction in adult sea stars has contributed to the baby boom. So, fewer hungry adult sea stars means more food for hungry babies. In turn, more food has led to a greater survival rate for the youngsters. So, more sea star babies are surviving, therefore more food is available. And here the connection here, in turn, more food has led to a greater survival rate for the actual youngsters. So here, there isn't really a connection with signal words that connects the cause to the effect, but we can use what's happening in these two sentences. So fewer hungry adult sea stars means more food for hungry babies. So in turn, maybe can be actual signal words in turn, giving us that connection between the cause and the effect. More food has led to a greater survival rate for youngsters. So let's hit our submit. All right. So now you're going to go ahead and try the next ones on your own. Going to 80%. Some of you possibly going to work a little bit harder and get to 100. So good luck, and make sure you use these signal words to help you find those connections between the causes and the effects.